with a gangster, you fucking with a bad bitch. See your ex and she never couldn't match this. Pretty face, nice body, oh my.
Hey guys, so I filmed this look today. It's just more about the base. It was more about focusing on these foundations. So the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate, which is this one, and the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. It was these two facing off against each other. I'm not sure how much the older version is, but this one's £9. You do get the same amount in each foundation. I know that this one looks bigger. It's because the lid's bigger basically. 23ml in each, which for foundations you normally get 30 or 33ml. You get 10ml less, but fair enough, it's drugstore, it's cruelty free and vegan. New Conceal and Hydrate concealer was, I've got the receipt in front of me, £7. Again, that's a little bit more expensive than this guy, because this guy was, I think, £4 or £4.50. In the new one you get 13 grams and in the old one you get 4 grams. Quite a big difference. I think this one is the super size one. So yeah, for £7 I suppose that's not bad at all. This is the completed look. I personally don't feel like there's much difference at all. You might feel differently at home, but there was a difference. So if you want to find out my opinion on which side I preferred and why, then keep on watching for the full scoop on how to achieve this flawless base. So to start the base, I'm going to be using the NYX Angel Veil as a primer. I'm going to be using this on both sides of the face, so it's a fair trial for each foundation. So I've just taken a pea-sized amount, sort of rub it into the skin. As the video suggests, it is Revolution versus Revolution. So I've got the original Revolution foundation, so both in 8.5, but on the bottles, the original looks darker than the new foundation. So the original is the Conceal and Define, and the new one is the Conceal and Hydrate. So a key difference between them is the new foundation has a pump, whereas this one has a doe foot applicator, which is fine if it's just going to be your personal foundation. Concealer I've got is C6.5, that's the Conceal and Define, and then I couldn't get the Conceal and Hydrate concealer in the same shade. The closest shade I could get it in was C5, so I'm hoping it's not going to look too crazy. On the left hand side, this is going to be the Conceal and Hydrate side. This foundation is marketed as medium/full coverage, whereas the original concealer and foundation are marketed as full coverage. So I'll start with the original side first, the Conceal and Define foundation in shade 8.5. And I have actually used this foundation before, but not very often. I think I've used it once when it first came out, but I really couldn't give an opinion on it, to be honest. So this basically is an almost first impression for each foundation, really. So I'm just going to do directly half the face with this side. So I'm just blending this in with a Peaches and Creams PC 19 brush. It's my favourite for blending in foundation. Okay, so it's blending away so much easier than I expected it to. But I do think it does dry pretty quick, which is not a bad thing. So yeah, I'd say you need to work fast with this foundation. Obviously we can't do a pump test because this one does have a pump, so we can say we use like 2 pumps or whatever, but this one doesn't, so I'm not really sure how much I've used, but I'm just going to go back in with another layer just on the areas I feel I need it, so like on the cheeks, because I do get redness there around the nose. So I'm just patting that into the skin. I'm not swiping or rubbing, not even using circular motions. I'm literally just patting that into the skin. I am being gentle, even though I'm trying to work fast. The power of makeup. For this side, I'm going to take the Morphe M439 brush. So those two brushes are quite similar, and I do use them for the same purpose, to blend in foundation. So I'm just going to try maybe 2 pumps of the Conceal and Hydrate. So I'm just going to apply this with my finger, because on the other side with the Conceal and Define, I put it straight on the skin. Okay, so on the Conceal and Hydrate side, which is this side, I feel like this foundation's definitely got more of a smell compared to this foundation, and I think it could be a tiny touch lighter, but I'm just going to see, because this side could just have oxidised. but so far I definitely prefer the original Conceal and Define foundation, because this side, look, I can see my pores a lot more on this side. Yep, it's showing up even worse. The more I'm putting the mirror to it and actually looking, it's actually so much worse on this side. I'm just going to do a swatch of each foundation because they are in the same shade, but I do feel like they're slightly different colours. So that is something to watch out for if you do plan on getting the new foundation in the shade you are in the old foundation. So this one here is the new foundation and this is the original foundation. So the new foundation is a touch lighter than the older foundation. Just add that last drop. Okay, so I do actually like both sides. I haven't got an issue with either side. So far, I'm still with the original. So I'm using the Revolution Conceal and Define on the right hand side in shade 6.5. I'm not going to use any colour correcting products as I just want to see what the concealers can actually do on their own without any help. So a little tip for everyone: if you put concealer on and leave it on your face for a while before you try and blend it out, that will give you a more full coverage look. On this side with the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer in shade C5. And obviously these colours are going to be different because my Superdrug didn't have my shade in the new concealer. But hey ho, I thought I'm not going to let it put me off. I'm just going to make it work with what we've got. Okay, that's not really looking too bad actually. Again, I'm just pressing this into the skin. So I've now tipped some of the Revolution Luxury Raking Powder in shade Lace into the lid of another powder. And my Real Techniques brush in. And then I'm literally tapping off any excess. And then all I do is set the under eye. I'm just pressing so gently. So I do this step twice. And this method of setting the concealer twice and then baking a bit later on in the makeup process, it definitely stops flashback in my opinion. So that's why I do this rather than just go straight in and bake. This is why, in case anyone's wondering. So same process again on this side, guys. So now I'm just going to go and do the rest of the makeup. I am so impressed with how both sides look. Now, I don't know if everyone else can see this on camera, but I feel like this side, especially here, the highlighter has clung to, I would say dry areas, but since this is the Conceal and Hydrate side, that's a bit confusing. You'd think it'd be a more matte foundation that would do that, but this side literally seems perfect. Just asked my mum as well to give her review and she seems to think the same as me. She prefers this side. She couldn't say why. and I do get that they look completely similar. To be honest, they are very, very, very similar, I'd have to say. But if I had to pick a side, it would definitely be this side, but that's only by a smidgen. This side's definitely creased more than this side, so for me, the winner of the Revolution v Revolution challenge would have to be the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation and the Revolution Conceal and Define concealer. That's just my opinion. Maybe people at home think different, maybe on camera it shows different, who knows. Also, I thought it'd be a good idea to read out what Beauty Bay's website says about each product. So this Conceal and Hydrate foundation is marked as a hydrating foundation which suits all skin types but especially dry. It offers an all-day radiance and glow without settling to fine lines or clinging to dry patches. Now, I did not believe that to be true at all. As you've seen, it was definitely more cakey than the other side, so I feel like that is not necessarily true. Now, this concealer is also marketed as the same. It's marketed as evening skin tone, drenching skin with moisture. It's also designed for drier skin and the sheer satin finish won't settle into fine lines. However, I feel that this is not true either because I feel like this definitely did settle into some fine lines under the eye. Now, just to be fair to this concealer, I actually don't have dry skin, so maybe this is why it did settle into fine lines under the eye and into pores, because I don't have dry skin, which this concealer and foundation is intended for. So FYI, my skin is combination. If everyone could please do me a favour, like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Also, my Instagram name is